you are quasi-judicial organ, and you are expected to look at this matter in a much broader manner than courts would do. Courts are technical, but you are not. You can decide to go a little bit, if not, look at the whole thing and see that is so and so guilty, according to perception. And that's why Wanana Wamboki, the one who was instructing me, brought this matter before you as the representatives of the people to look at the matter very, very broadly. There is a concept prevailing in academic circles or in books and so on called state capture. This country is under state capture because of corruption. And the corruption can only be minimized, can only be swept under the carpet if Parliament rises to the occasion. Courts may make a contribution, but they are controlled by technicalities, the law of evidence. This noble house is not controlled by technicalities at all. Let us go by perception. Let us look at the matter in this very broad manner and find out whether we can get a solution for the country. As politicians sometimes say, let us find out what Mama Mboga would say about this. And indeed, if you go and carry out a census to find out what Mama Mboga would say, Mama Mboga would say, Honorable Linturi should have resigned long time ago as a matter of principle. He should not continue to be a minister in charge of agriculture at all. I urge you very respectfully, let us move on with those few remarks. Let us move on as quickly as possible and go back to do some work. If I may borrow the words that my client has used. Mr. Linturi, you would have done us great honor by resigning. You would have set a big precedent, and you would have gone down in history as a big man. Thank you. I have my senior assistant, Lady Asha, who would like to say a few words. Please allow her to say something. Thank you.
We allow her because you still have some time.
Yeah, thank you very much. Again, may I say you have been very kind to me. I thank you sincerely.
Thank you, members of this honorable committee, colleagues, and mine is to say that today is an important day in this country. This committee will set a precedence for this nation. This committee, honorable committee, will set a precedence in this country. The matter before us is not about the CS individually, but it's a collective issue that touches each and every Kenyan. The minister, as per even his documents, has mandate before the law, and one of the functions of the CS, just to highlight, is to appoint board members of public institutions. It is important throughout this hearing we will also highlight how that was not done despite it being his mandate. As we continue with the hearing, you will realize from the bundle of documents that there is a Fertilizer and Foodstuff Act that is Cap 345. The minister has duties directly to appoint a board. Honorable members, I request that we look at this matter holistically and we do not tie down this matter to a witch hunt as has been alleged. The minister was responsible to appoint the board. The board, as you can see, we will tabulate that as per the Act, is mainly to do the job of procuring distribution, but specifically the issue of subsidized fertilizer. The minute the CS did not do that mandate that Kenyans, their constitution and acts of parliament gave to him, he actually saved Kenya. He actually put Kenyans in the situation we are in. It is important to note that as a result of that, there are various violations that arose from that act that he did not commit. Mine is to request this honorable committee to look at the matters before you in a holistic manner. Remember, there are Kenyans who are affected by this. This is a matter of national interest, and I thank the committee because there were rulings also from the previous Speaker Marende on issues on public interest matters in terms of technicalities. Again, I would request that we not only limit ourselves to looking at things that do not touch the subject matter of fake fertilizer, because that is the reason we are basically here. It's not that the mover of the motion woke up one morning and said, I want to impeach the Honorable Mithika Linturi. The basis of this is that as a public interest matter, there are Kenyans out there who have the fake fertilizer, and it is in public knowledge. So today before you, we want to stipulate what the CS has done in regards to the issue of fake fertilizer and stipulate the gross misconduct because we are guided by the Constitution. So I humbly request that this honorable committee does not look at it from one angle. The issue here, let's not have diversion in terms of the nitty-gritty, but more importantly, let us highlight the issue of fake fertilizer that makes a great impact to this nation because it affects the socio-economic rights, which is also an inherent right in the Constitution of Kenya. There are farmers out there who have not been able to have their produce, who have not been able to plant, and that had ripple effect not only to the farmer and the family, but to the economy and food security. So I would wish the committee to consider this thing holistically and look at the aspects that it touches. It's not about a witch hunt, about the CS. As Kenyans, we want to come to the bottom of this because food security is important to all of us. If there is food shortage, it affects all of us. Therefore, I request humbly and with humility that the committee gives us the time, just like they will give the Honorable Mithika Linturi time, to be able to table issues that touch the issue of fake fertilizer and the omission of the CS from his duties that resulted to what we are facing as a country. Thank you very much, honorable members.
Thank you.
My lady, I wholly adopt what my able-learned friend, Lady Asha, has said to you. And I reiterate very politely and very respectfully, let Honorable Linturi, Cabinet Secretary, go. He is not fit to continue to be in office.
Thank you, Senior Counsel. Honorable Wamboka?
Yeah, I still have some minutes.
Okay.
Honorable Chair, one of the key, a minister must be trusted because he represents himself. What a minister sees.
We apologize.
Chair, a minister holds that office in trust. A minister must be trusted. A minister has a duty to give the right information to Kenyans. As we will be demonstrating, this minister, my good friend, the Honorable Mithika Linturi, on this case of fertilizer, he gave the Kenyan public information over the same subject, 4 versions. Initially, there was no fertilizer. There is no fake fertilizer. Initially, there's only 3,000 bad fertilizer in the market. But the minister went ahead to even tell Kenyans about soil moisturizer. Honestly, we shouldn't have reached here. We should not even be discussing this matter, because Kenyans need to discuss the minister. Kenyans need the truth and nothing but the truth. As we will be demonstrating, this is not the first time. As part of the reasons why, if you go through a submission, the minister should be impeached. This is not the first scandal in the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development. We had the sugar scandal. Kenyans kept quiet. Someone had to speak, Madam Chair, about this. We have a lot of trust in this committee, because as members of parliament, we are people's representatives. And the good thing, when I look around the composition of this committee, most of them are from agricultural zones. Most of them. Kenyans are watching us. I have absolute trust that we are going to get to the bottom of this. And if 149 was not enough, but the minister was waiting for 250, we shall give it. We shall give it. We shall give you, Mr. Minister. We shall give you, because the mood in the country, the mood in the National Assembly, Madam Chair, is so sweet. It's so sweet that Kenyans are tired of such things. We have now higher cases of diseases. Some of them as a result of this. We are waiting for reports from medics. To what extent has the fertilizer affected humanity? Where it come from? Madam Chair, there's no maize anymore. We don't have it. I don't know what this government will do. I don't know. Even if Honorable Linturi were to remain, I don't know what he will do. I don't know what he will tell those people from Western, from the Rift Valley, from the highlands of Kenya, from central Kenya. I do not know, because we don't have food. Kenya is glaring at a catastrophe. Courtesy of an individual. Be the Yonah, be the biblical Yonah.
Go in the lower courts and whatnot, you can appeal to the High Court. Unfortunately, all the interjections now sort of mumbled up. Where I will do 10 minutes, Honorable Chair. I asked myself what we learned from the Holy Bible about judging, and we are told one of the things in Matthew 7 is, let's be slow to judge, lest the same measure be used to judge. Again, the same measure we use to judge others be used against us. We are told in another biblical text about unfortunately, all the interjections now sort of mumbled up. Where I will do 10 minutes, Honorable Chair. I asked myself what we learned from the Holy Bible about judging, and we are told one of the things in Matthew 7 is, let's be slow to judge, lest the same measure be used to judge. Again, the same measure we use to judge others be used against us. We are told in another biblical text about Wawera will do 10 minutes, Honorable Chair. I asked myself what we learned from the Holy Bible about judging, and we are told one of the things in Matthew 7 is, let's be slow to judge, lest the same measure be used to judge. Again, the same measure we use to judge others be used against us. We are told in another biblical text about